Yo, 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 it's your boy Triple Black, aka the number one stunner, aka the boss, aka three black hearses. It's murder. Anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in the stream if anybody wanna join in. Man, you're free to join in. Man, the stream is called Angry Birds. Man, Angry Birds right now are going off because Kevin Samuels and Umar Johnson having these beef, and everybody's chiming in, everybody's using the keywords, and everybody's getting popping. You know what I'm saying? I seen the I seen the interview last night with Kevin Samuels, and Um, it was pretty interesting, man. You know him and Tasha K. They basically, they had a good interview. He answered a lot of questions and stuff like that. Seeing Kevin in a whole different light. Yeah, and the thing that was very unfortunate about what he's going through right now is just like the pure other just ignorance, of people in general when it comes to him. Listen, this man, I hate the fact that he's getting people are focused on it just seems like people are focused on a damn wrong thing. It's he's a content creator, and that's what it is. Stop making it about what it don't need to be about. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the problem that I have with a lot of people. It's like if he is blatantly giving out false information, let's call it blatantly false information. If you don't like him, just say you don't like him. Stop you know trying to slander the man based on what his perceived sexuality is. I mean, the the and the dangerous part of that whole thing is nobody has any proof of saying the man is living in an alternative lifestyle, and all the evidence that he's been married, he has kids, and all this type of stuff has proved otherwise. But they're still using that. And the Angry Birds, I'm talking about, the Sisterhood and all them type people, that's like their number one defense. It's so nonsensical. It's so like surface level, low level, just grimy, that it's counterproductive. It That's when you start, even if you do get in an argument with the Sisterhood, that's when you know that you're winning. That's when you know that they're on the ropes. That's when you know they are about to just chalk it up. Hold on a second, I gotta take this phone call. Sorry about that. But anyways, no, it's just a nonsensical, counterproductive time, because you're arguing no, like, factless things, no matter, despite what you say about him, if you could find some type of evidence that he is to the contrary, um, just show it instead of trying to derail a productive conversation that he is having with our community. And that's the reason I'm making this podcast, is these angry birds are just I mean, they're more detriment to our culture, our black society, than ever, because they are pretty much running amok. you know they run amok. They they basically are destroying our our culture. And the problem is and you can't discount that, that you got to understand that they're in the middle and everybody else around them is yelling at them and telling them that they got to realize that they're the problem. They're one of the biggest sources of problems. And until they realize that, it's just not going to ever be a productive state in our 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 community at all. um it's like their whole playbook is really damaging and detrimental, because it leaves us stagnant, just running in place. Because you know all right, what's their favorite thing is like men do it too. Men do it too, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Who cares? Are you doing it? It's just like, I mean, it's so childish. It's just like, when a child get caught doing something that they're not supposed to do, they end up trying to throw everybody else under the bus with them. At the end of the day, it doesn't absolve them from what they've done. It's just the fact that they can point the finger at somebody else. I mean, that's just so childish. I mean, when you enable people like that, for decades, it they will never ever ever learn. I mean, they will never ever learn. They will never ever take any accountability. They take um, people with them down, and it's unfortunate. Those children that they produce, um, end up taking those bad behaviors, and those things. It's just a it's a bad bad thing, man. The way, and then those emotional responses instead of those fact-based responses, which is a default a lot of times by the angry birds. It hurts the child. you know like, you got a lot of young brothers right now probably locked up in the criminal justice system, based on a nonsensical emotional response that they learn, from the leader of their household. And the problem is the black family has been struck. I mean, has been fractured so bad, um, from a generational standpoint. I mean, it's almost not. I mean, I don't even know if it can even be repaired, because you have the media. First of all, you got the media. The media is promoting basically their bad behavior. I mean, just like that one lady, Alana Van Sant, said that um, I mean, they're being paid to act this way, basically. Because if you look at, even from the social media perspective, one of the things is you guys got to understand, likes, comments, shares, engagements, all those social media metrics. It's like currency. It's like currency. It's like, you know, you know, it's like currency. It's one of the biggest pacifiers that our community has. And and everybody's on social media, but the thing about it is we are on social media more. We make more of an impact. We're like style leaders. We're culture leaders. Everybody follow trends that black people set, and that's how a lot of these products and all this programming and all this type of stuff get made. They're always watching us, and the thing about it is they're taking all the great attributes about our culture, and they're just robbing them, and then they're promoting the bad shit, and then they're just leaving us with the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? And then they're taking all the good shit and implementing it somewhere else to make somebody else look good. You know what I'm saying? And they don't realize that. It's it's pretty sad, man. um, this digital currency that they're giving these women, in particular, the black women on social media. Uh, it's one of those trains that they just keep getting cold to, that's going in the wrong direction, and there's no way that you can. Um, there's really no way that you can actually change that direction. It's virtually impossible right now, because the thing about it is you can go on any forum, right? You can go on Clubhouse, you can go on Instagram, you can go on what's the name, and then you challenge some of the stuff that are being said by by these sisterhood type people, and it completely goes left. It can be factual. I mean, the facts hurt. The fact triggers, and that very fact is it's it. We're left with like an almost impossible um feat to overcome, because how can you overcome like irrational thinking, irrational thinking and irrational decisions? I mean, you can't, and then the thing about it is, if you when you do speak up, you know a sisterhood person, or the mayorarchy, these guys will come up, and also some of them are the biggest contributors to these illogical ideas, because they co-sign a lot of the stuff. They'll be the first one that says who hurt him, who hurt him, and what woman hurt him, blah blah blah. And I started to realize why they always say this, because the perpetrator knows how much destruction they can cause. They know the pressure points. They know all those things, and uh, they're basically their accomplice, which is the ain't shit motherfucker. Um, he also knows the type of pain that can be inflicted too. Um, One of the common threads that they have is, you know, both of them were raised by the same culprit. They were raised by the same culprit. If you're a dude, and your daddy wasn't around, and you're used to seeing mama run things. You're used to seeing her just run amok. You're used to seeing her just cuss people out, throw men out, have different dudes in and out the house. All these different relationships. Three baby daddies. You've had all these stepdaddies. You had all this like chaos, and it starts to resonate in your mind that this function is normal, and it's normal. And one statistic I was looking at, and it was like how the black community, when it comes to mating, it is basically a 20/80, or is it the 80/20 rule? 20% of the men are having sex with 80% of the women. And what that points, I mean, we basically um, are lab rats, and we're basically proving, these philosophies that people have, or these principles and things like that. I think it's called it's crazy, but if you look at across the board, uh, those statistics are not like that. We're not even most other people are a little bit different, but we're right to the T. That should tell you something. We're lab rats, basically. We're lab rats because you know, and and the thing about it is, what's so scary is they can, when they know that if they create certain variables in our community, we will act a certain way. And that's ultimate. That's an ultimate form to me, of control, of slavery, basically mental slavery. And you can say whatever you want to say about it. And the thing about it is um, it's not going to change. 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 And these angry birds that we sit up here, especially on the manosphere, and complain about, they have a deal. I mean, the thing about it is, it's to them, because they have so many protection mechanisms. We are, as men of our community, if we want to change the relationship, we basically have to deal. We got to take a deal with the devil, basically. That's just what it is. I mean, it's a deal with the devil. You got to accept that. Um, you got to accept that they're going to be able to do will do whatever they want to do until they're about 40. And even then, with surgeries and things like that, they're always going to, seek attention. They're always going to have other dudes that, they mess with, on the side or whatever. That's just one of those luxuries. You just got to pray to God that, even if when you do get them, if you do get them and they're a little bit fertile, that child is yours, basically. And you're also going to, if you do want to get married and have a family and stuff like that, you're just going to, in fact, you're going to have to accept the fact that they're going to have other people that they've been imprinted by, the other children, other people that are still going to be there. You're never going to have full agency over a female. It's just not going to happen. Man, these robocalls be killing me, man. These robocalls be killing me. But anyways, it's just with these angry birds, it's just never, ever, ever going to be like, like how your grandfather had it, have your father had it. It's never going to be that way. It's just something that, as men, you have to pretty much accept if we're going to take the deal to the table. Now, the thing about it is, a lot of men now have options. They have options where they can go overseas. They can do all those type of things, which it's another thing that the angry birds hate. They hate that, but the thing about it is they have enough simps here that are willing to stay, to go through their fuckery, that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and it's sad. And the thing about it is, this is the thing. It's like the failure rate for them, or not the failure rate, but I mean, they're perfectly fine with being a thought like their whole life. That's what you have to come to grips with. There's a reason why, when you go into a sex store, there's not one size dildo. There's a variety of them. And there's a variety of what's the name. They like sex. They love sex. They want variety. They're going to have variety. Now the what's the word is, like, the dichotomy is the thing about it is, it's like but the only problem is with our particular set of females, they overindulge. And the thing about it is in anything in life, if you overindulge in one thing or another, it's always going to cause problems. If you overeat, if you get gluttonous, you're going to get overweight. If you there's always a point of diminishing return. And what they don't realize is they that what they deem to be, I guess, freedom or whatever, is almost like a trap. Basically, it's a trap, because they're gonna accumulate all these bodies, all these spirits, all these demons, all these things, and then they're going to want someone to pick up the pieces later in life. And it doesn't work that way. It can't work that way. It's like, why would a guy, like, okay, why would a guy, especially when he's in his 40s and he has his resources together, choose someone in his 40s, the women in his 40s, when they have all this damage to them, and where they can look, they'd be like, well, I can go get me a 24-year-old, which is still going to be damaged, but she's not going to be as damaged. She's not going to rack up as much miles. She's not gonna look she's gonna look a little bit better. Those breasts are gonna be perky. The titties are gonna sit up a little bit better. The thighs are gonna be nicer, and they're not gonna be as many men. But now, by the time they're 25, they've already racked up 20, 30 bodies. So I don't know much different. I mean, would you rather have 60 spirits in a woman or 20 spirits in a woman? That's a choice that, a lot of guys going to have to make. But, I'm 40 years old. The women of my generation, they're cooked. They're basically cooked. And I hate to say it, unless you like your meat well done, your steak a little tough. It's just not. It's over with. It's an overdone deal. And the other thing I want to talk about is incremental change, and we do have to support that brother. We got to support that brother, Kevin Samuels. Um, Kevin Samuels can't save the world, but Kevin Samuels in a couple years can save a lot of people. And a lot of people don't understand with incremental change, even if you change the behavior patterns of, maybe 5% of the good women, I mean, that can yield a tremendous result in our community. You're never going to get all of them because all of them are pretty much bad. But, if he can get 10% of them to start behaving, in an orderly fashion, or, to start, behaving, like everybody else, like their counterparts, it might have I mean, that might be, um, you know, that's going to save on unwanted pregnancies. That's going to have more marriages. That's going to have more family structures. They're going to have more households that are family households. They're going to have less single mothers. They're going to have less single fathers. It's a trickle down effect. But we all know that these bad seeds that get germinated. Some of them, that lineage is cooked. It's cooked. You can't do anything about it. I mean, unless you want to go in there and take a deal with the devil, it's pretty much a done deal. But that's why I'm saying is we do have to support Kevin Samuels in his talking points, and we have to walk away from um, these bad bitches. We gotta walk away from these bad bitches, man. I can't believe, man, I'm doing the podcast and my freaking battery is low on this, so I gotta get off, man. I gotta get off. My mic and my headphone battery are low, so man, thank you guys for listening, man. Make sure you guys like the stream. Make sure you comment if you want to, man. Go ahead and subscribe to my page, No Cupcake Zone. I'm gonna be launching a podcast. I've been reaching out to some people. I've been saying this for the last I don't know how many years, man. I pretty much gave up on the actual real podcast, but I just felt like really bored, so I had to come on and chop it up. Chop it up with the family for a little bit. See where the thing goes, man. Make it do what it do. Holla at your boy, triple motherfucking BLACK. I'm out.